YouTube vinyl community, top 10 albums of the year fans, random people on the internet. My name is Giggens, and we're here today for my favorite albums of 2021, the top 10, if you will. I own most of these in some format or another. There's one or two I'm missing, I believe, but I've played them extensively on Spotify. Most of these I do have. But anyways, these are the albums that I felt were my favorite of 2021, that I've played the most, that I kept returning to, things that I just felt were pretty damn good. So right off the bat, number 10, Lana Del Rey's new album, Blue Banisters. This is her second album of the year, her third overall release. The second release was her reading her poetry. Her output in the last couple of years has been absolutely phenomenal. Her sound has changed, her vibe has changed. The way she sings is a lot different. Her voice on this album goes anywhere from sweet to screaming, and it's so personal and intimate, and her storytelling, I think, is fantastic. It's such a really well-constructed album, and I was going to put Chemtrails on here as well, but I think I like this one a little bit more. I love the piano work on it. The production on it is fantastic. The way this use of open space and the little bit of reverb on her voice and the sort of sparse instrumentation on most of this is phenomenal. I really recommend it. A lot of fun to listen to, and just a good sit-down, listen-to-it kind of album. At number 9, we have King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard with Butterfly 3000. God, blimey, that's a mouthful. This album is psychedelic, upbeat, fun, pop, hooky stuff. Enough left turns to keep you guessing, but enough right turns to keep you going, I'm glad they went there. It is so far out and synthy and dreamy. They really nailed it with the production on this one. It's just a lighthearted, fun album with some great instrumentation, excellent vocals, just a really warm sounding, fun kaleidoscope of characters. I love this thing. At number 8, we have Weezer with Van Weezer. I almost put this one higher, but I felt like the other ones in this list have been ones that I've been playing more. I love this album. It's one of the best things they've done in a long time. It was worth the wait. You know, we've known about Van Weezer for several years, and for it to finally come out this year was excellent. You know, they went out on tour behind it. It's just a really solid rock album with influences of their early metal roots that they grew up with in the 80s. And there's just some really solid tracks on here, and it ends with an acoustic ballad, Precious Metal Girl. It's one of my favorite songs they've done in the last 10 years. It's just an excellent, excellent album. Very highly rated. If you like Weezer, this is one you really need to pick up. At number 7, we have Twice. Formula of Love, their second release of the year. They put out Taste of Love, their mini album in the summertime with Alcohol Free, which I thought was fantastic. And I was like, how are they going to better this? And they did with Formula of Love. Preceded by the single, The Feels. There was an English version, which I think was their first full English single. There's a Korean version of it on this one because it comes with the CD. It's a CD-only bonus track. But songs like Scientist, Moonlight, Cruel, it's Candy. It's such a fun power pop display of dancey, synthy, 80s vibes. They really did a great job with the production on this one, and the maturity in their voices and the maturity in the music, I think, is super attractive. They really take that sort of 80s synthy dance vibe and make it their own, and it's such a good album. I really highly recommend it. Twice. Formula of Love. At number 6, my number 6 album of 2021, The Black Keys with Delta Cream. This thing was a knockout. I've been a Black Keys fan for a very long time, and in 2014 they put out that Turn Blue album, which kind of I was like, about, and then kind of disappeared for a while, and Let's Rock came out, and that was pretty good. I enjoyed that one, but this one is straight up blues rock. There's nothing fancy about it. That's it. You put it on for a good, dirty blues rock time that takes its time. It's not just like in your face wailing and screaming guitars. It's a really patient album. It's something you put on and really just enjoy and sit down with. They play with Eric Deaton and Kenny Brown, so it's a 4-piece. It's not just Dan and Patrick, but it's such a good listen. I highly recommend it for some really good blues rock. Dan's voice is fantastic. Patrick's drumming is amazing. What more can you want? At number 5, the newly released Brian Wilson at My Piano. This thing just came out physically in December of 2021. I love it. It's fantastic to hear him just sit down at the piano and play. There's nothing more fascinating than hearing somebody whose music has been such a pivotal part of my existence, to hear him sit there and just play the notes with nothing else is mesmerizing. Hearing the master at his work. Lost for words. There's a full review coming out pretty soon of this thing. And I'm just floored by it. It's something you should just sit down and listen to and enjoy. And I've said that a lot on this video so far, but that's what some good music is. Sometimes you don't want to dance. Sometimes you just want to put something on and chill with it. Simple as that. I love some of the surprises on here, like Friends and Mount Vernon. That Sketches of Smile medley is really far out. It's a really, really good album. So, Brian, you're on the list, man. At number 4, we have Silk Sonic and Evening with Silk Sonic. I don't own this one physically yet, but it is absolutely fantastic. I've been a fan of Bruno Mars for many, many years, and Anderson .Paak is awesome. And the combination of the two of those guys with Bootsy Collins, oh my God. I mean, the singles they've had off this thing, like Skate and Smoking Out the Window, Leave the Door Open, have been amazing. And then you get some deeper tracks like 777 and Fly As Me. And I mean, you get some funky, tight rhythms, excellent vocals, excellent bass playing. The guitars are just a knockout, really super smooth production, and just a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's about when it comes to Bruno Mars, is fun music. Stuff you just want to sing along to and really bob your head to. A really great album. At number 3, Stray Kids with No Easy. This is their second full-length album, and this thing is just a knockout in terms of their production and songcraft. They have come so far in the last couple of years in terms of writing a song, and vocally, it's the best thing they've ever done. They push themselves to limits that you always knew that they can do, but hearing them go to those places is very surprising because just of how good they are. The songwriting is either anywhere from romantic and sweet and syrupy to bombastic and noisy and funky and dancey, all over the map here. I mean, they cover every range of emotions you can think of. Songs about, smiling at the haters, or songs about not being able to tell somebody that you love them. Songs about, lost loves. Songs about your group of friends. It's an album that takes you on a journey, and, for having 8 guys in the band, they all have their moments. They all write this stuff, they produce it, they record it, they come up with their own dance moves. They're not a boy band, they're a group. They're a recording group. They do their own thing, and they're fantastic at it. Stray Kids at number 3, No Easy. So with any top 10 list, the top 2 for me are always interchangeable, but I'm pretty sure I'm cool with this list. Number 2, Weezer makes the list again with OK Human. This came out at the beginning of 2021, and it was a complete shock to hear them do something so mature that I feel like I've wanted to hear them do for years, and they pulled it off effortlessly. It's such a good album. Vocally, Rivers taking the lead is super calm and confident and assured, but he's got that power behind his voice. The song playing is expertly done. It's a very grown-up sounding album because I don't think there's any guitars on this thing. It's mostly piano driven, but there's so many strings on this thing that accent the songs, and lyrically, it's one of the most fascinating things they've ever recorded. To listen to the words on this album really takes you places. The emotion behind it, the drama behind it, the storytelling, it's one of the most amazing things they've ever done. It's easily one of their best albums. If you haven't heard this, I highly recommend digging into this thing because there's a lot to unpack here. So number 2, Weezer, OK Human. Which leads us to my number 1 album of the year, which might be a surprise to some people, or not, if you know me in real life. Bo Burnham, Inside. Now, a lot of you people might be like, what the heck? I did not expect that from you, Giggens. Well, This album is absolutely incredible. It came out earlier, well, the Netflix special that it comes from came out earlier this year, and the record and CD just came out in December of this year. It's been on the streaming services, I think, since June, but it's something I've played constantly, and I've never gotten tired of it. It's synth pop, it's happy, it's hilarious, it's depressing, it's introspective, it makes you think. It makes you think about heavy subjects. You know, it takes things like what's going on in the world right now and should we be joking right now? Is it okay to make jokes? It questions things that have always been to become something better. You know, how do we take what happened before and fix things and be funny and keep going and learn from what we have gone through? So it takes you on this journey, and there's also some hilarious moments that have nothing to do with any of that stuff, like songs about Jeff Bezos or turning 30, you know, FaceTiming with your parents on your phone during the pandemic. You know, this whole thing was recorded and filmed in isolation. Bo Burnham did the entire thing by himself, you know, in quarantine. And it starts off with him looking fairly clean cut, and then by the end, he's got long hair and a beard, and his mental health is deteriorated. So, I mean, I found a lot of this album relatable in terms of my own mental health or leaving my job that was crapping all over me. It's an album that I found a lot of comfort with, knowing that someone else felt as crummy as I did for a while. But still looked for the comedy, still looked for the humor in life, knowing that things can get better, even though the album ends with a cliffhanger, with a repeated refrain, it'll stop any day now, it'll stop any day now. Hopefully, the world will get their act together and all this stuff will go away and it'll become a much better place. So, that's my number one album. I absolutely adore this thing. It's something that took me completely by surprise. I've always known about Bo Burnham. I've known about him for probably 15 years at this point. But I've never really jumped into his work before. Then earlier this year, someone said, hey, a friend of mine was like, hey, you really got to watch this thing. And I was like, Bo Burnham? Why? I couldn't care less. And put it on, instantly fell in love with it, kept playing the soundtrack over and over and over. I would just go on drives and just listen to this thing nonstop. And that's kind of how I judge my top 10 lists. How much do I play something? That's what speaks to me. If I'm playing it a lot, that means I like it. Simple as that. So, Bo Burnham's Inside, my number one album of 2021. Who would have thought? Not me. Not me. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think about this list and tell me about your favorite albums from 2021. And we'll have a chat down in the comment section below. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here this year and, you know, interacting with the channel and with me. This channel has grown by leaps and bounds this year, and it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for telling your friends. Thanks for posting my videos in places. So yeah, just a giant thank you to you guys. It really means a lot. This has been a crazy freaking year. So to be able to do this has always been an outlet for me. So it means a lot. Thank you so much. But my name is Giggens. This has been the top 10 albums of the year of 2021. There you go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.